Well, the slides are coming up. My name's Graham Smith. I'm the CEO of the company Ostomycure. We have a very simple product, but extremely interesting in terms of how patients can improve their quality of life. And I'll just get the clicker. Patients who have to live with a permanent ileostomy or a colostomy or a urostomy have a very poor quality of life. And the innovation that we have here is giving back control to patients that have to live with an ostomy of some description. We focused originally on ileostomy, and the company has developed over a number of years, as you'll see in a slide or two. But the unmet need is very clear. The quality of life of patients is very hard, very tough, shown in numerous studies around the world that it's very difficult for patients who have a permanent ostomy to lead a lifestyle that's as free and easy as those of us that do not have an ostomy. So we have a lid, effectively, which attaches to an implant, and that lid is controlled by the patient, and they can attach the lid if they're going for a dinner or coming to a meeting like this, or they want to exercise or be intimate with a partner. This lid gives them back control. It's well known that the physical element of having an ostomy is well documented, and the issues such as skin problems, hernia, the psychological issues are also very severe and often take a lot of aftercare for patients. And all of this makes it very difficult for patients living with an ostomy. So we've, over a number of years, the very first product on the far left, we've finished our third study. CO3 is just closed. And we've now, from that study, found very specific things that we can improve on in the implant and also the technique. And Professor Jain and his colleagues here in Leeds have been instrumental in helping us with those findings. And we're working closely with 3 centres in the UK for our next version, which is the 4th iteration of our concept. And it's not unusual for companies to, especially in a new innovation like this, to have to go through various improvements, various changes from findings from the first implants that have taken place. So it's a process. This 2 days has been fascinating because we are living the back and forth between regulatory, clinical, the standards, ISO, everything. We're living that on a day-to-day basis. And it's fascinating that a meeting like this can highlight everything, because often at times there's people talk about industry, but in industry it's the big strategics that are being spoken about. And big companies like Medtronic or Ethicon, when they come visiting, usually clinicians will open the doors and the management of hospitals will open the doors to speak to them. The small medtech companies have a real struggle to be heard. And I've worked in various different kind of medtech startups in the 33 years I've been in this industry. And the challenges are the same. The only thing I can say is the constant from my 33 years in this industry is I still don't understand the regulatory pathway. But that's the only constant. The device itself, I won't go into too much detail about, but this is the new device. It's a 3D printed device, which allows us to make changes very easily and simply. And the improvements can be then bench test. And then we've just finished an animal lab. So we're following very strict protocols in terms of bringing this device to the next phase of our activity, which is going to be a randomized control trial here in the United Kingdom. There you see some images just to show how the lid will work. Patients are using this lid. Some of the longest standing implants are in Norway and in Sweden. And we have 3 patients that have had original implant for over 10 years now. So the implant does work well. and the body kind of integrates it in. It's like the 3D printing titanium alloy is like a coral. So the body kind of heals into the device. We've got some disposables that will be attached very uniquely to the lid. And I thought that, there's a mixture of people in the room. And what you're seeing here is a deck that I pitch on a regular basis, because most of my time as a CEO is spent trying to raise money or look for grants. The product lines we've got are very unique, because the IP discussions this morning were also extremely relevant, because we've spent a fortune on the IP side as well. And for those of you that are starting off with a new concept and a new idea, it can be really off-putting when you see all the steps and the phases that you have to do. But all I can say is that there are very talented people out there that can help you. So we've actually gone the other way. There was a little bit of negativity about the UK and our position right now with all the changes taking place on the regulatory side. We've decided to hold our randomized control trial here in the United Kingdom. We did have a CO3, the last study was a 4-country trial, which was Poland, Austria, Sweden, and the UK. We're coming back to do our RCT with Professor Jane here in Leeds, Manish Chand in London, and Susan Mogg up in Glasgow. We should start the study in the third quarter of this year, and 6 months of recruitment, and then it'll be 6 months of follow-up, which will probably mean, all being well, we can start to sell product in 2026, which is, it seems a long way away, and it feels like it's a long way away. But that's the reality. That's what we have to do. A lot of information on here. Many of you will know this ideal framework, which emanated from Balliol College in Oxford, study published in the British Medical Journal, which tried to show a way of bringing a medtech device onto the market safely and effectively. We are following those steps as closely as we can, which it means extensive bench testing, then usually in an animal lab, and then your learnings from those things, the changes. Is it duplicatable? Is it something that a surgeon in a small non-university linked hospital can perform as well as a professor in a large institution? So all of these things we're going to take into account before we move into the human study we're just about to start. But it gives us the ability then to set up, and we are doing that now, this global registry that we're starting. The global registry will allow us to track each patient, literally track each patient from week to week and month to month. And I'm sure there will be additional learnings as we go. Our IP is very comprehensive, and we're spending a lot of money. I don't want to scare any of you off, but it's a lot of money every year to give us the protections that we need around the world, because this market will be global for us. So we're doing everything to prepare for the US launch and the EU launch after we've done our UK randomized controlled study. Extremely talented group of people working with us. The two I would highlight is Dr. Wexner, who's probably one of the best known colorectal surgeons in the world. He's heading our clinical advisory board. And our PhD, he's a young man, very talented. In intestinal immunology he's studying. So we've got over 250 years of medtech experience in our management team. And this is the kind of thing that I'm pitching on a regular basis. Believe it or not, this is a seed round for us. So it seems strange that a 10-year-old company is having a seed round, but our main investors have actually opened up the door for new investment money to come in. We're raising 4.25 million right now. We've spent over 12 million to get to where we are today, including a Horizon grant for 2.2 million. So the door's now open. Any of you who are looking to invest in a new project, please come and see me. But really, the funds that we need now are to get us through the randomized controlled study. The existing investors are following on with their investment, which is always a good sign. And we believe that once we get this right, almost certainly the big strategics who are following us very closely, like Coloplast and Convatec and Hollister, they dominate the ostomy market. They're already offering the support of their nurses for the follow-ups and the RCT and things. So we do have a very clear pathway to a strategic exit, which is my main role in the company. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you for this event, which has been fascinating. And please reach out to me if you need any more information. Thank you.